lab here. Get it up on the main board here. There we go. All right, so on this lab here, it's who ate the cheese. So we're going to be looking at DNA analysis to try to figure this out. So this is gel electrophoresis. The virtual lab wouldn't work because, oh gosh, the flash drive won't work anymore. So this is just going to mimic that. So we're going to look through here. You're going to look at the burglary data. You're going to see the different suspects here. And you're going to read through here. Here's the crime lab data. And then here's the procedure. It says place the DNA samples from page 3 in front of you. So that would be right here, page 3. So you may need to look at those, or if you need to print them off or something, or have them pulled up on 2 separate slides for you so you can go back and forth. Anyways, you're going to place the DNA samples from page 3 in front of you. The enzyme we will be using today, cut to every point it finds, CCGG. Always cutting between the C and G. For the crime scene DNA, place a vertical line separating the bases at every CCGG, always between the C and the G. And then it shows you how to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm looking through each one of these at the crime scene, and I'm like CCGG. There it is, right there. So I'm going to make a line right there and cut. Now I'm going to cut between both like that. And then I'm going to look again, and I'm looking for CCGG right here. I'm going to make that cut. Looking for CCGG right here. Going to make that cut. So that's what you're going to do, and you're going to do it for suspect 1, for suspect 2, suspect 3, and suspect 4. Now this is just a small scale simulation, so we just have a very tiny piece of DNA that we're going to be looking at. Usually there's much more than that. All right, so let's go back up to the instructions. They're going to count the number of bases, that means letters, in each piece of the cut DNA, and record the number of bases right below each DNA segment. So this is what's happening here. When I cut here, where's the CCGG? Right here. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to put 7 there. I'm going to do the same thing. Where is it? Where was the next one at? I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to count, and I'm going to write a number right here. I'm going to cut again and put a number right here and right here. All right, so that's what you're doing as far as counting the bases. So that's that step. When you are done with that step, it says turn to your gel electrophoresis chart on page 4. So this is where this would come into play. On the crime scene column, color in the blocks corresponding to the appropriate size of each fragment. So example, if there were 3 pieces of DNA after the DNA segment was cut, after the DNA segment was cut, and the number of bases in each segment were 4, 20, and 15, you're going to color in those boxes. So like the first one we said here for our crime scene was 7. So for crime scene, I'm going to color in my box for 7. I'm going to color that in. Then I'm going to do it for maybe on the crime scene, maybe the next one was 21. Maybe the last one was only 3. But that's how you're going to color in these boxes. Now this is simulating the electrophoresis. What we would have done is we would have put our DNA at one end of this chart, turned it on, and when you get that electrical shock, those pieces of DNA would have moved. And they would have moved based on the number of bases that each piece had. All right, so there is that. Number 5, follow steps 2 through 4 for the suspects 1, 2, and 3. And then lastly, you're going to compare the crime scene DNA to the suspects. Indicate on your chart which suspect is guilty of eating the cheese by circling the suspect's DNA column. All right, we're not going to worry about the analysis because this would have been answered for us in that virtual lab that we couldn't do. So we're not going to worry about that. I just wanted you guys to simulate what it was like to cut these pieces of DNA, put them in electrophoresis, and then how it shows us the number of bases. All right, that is it, guys. If you have any questions for me, let me know. Have a great rest of your day.